Captain America 4, New World Order, Brave New World, Strange New Worlds, A Whole New World. Any of the titles still would have sucked and would have made this movie just not good. You know, I'm sorry, not sorry, but Black Cap, Anthony Mackie Cap, Captain America, that's not my Captain. That's not my Captain. That ain't happening. He's no Steve Rogers, and it's funny because that line, I don't actually think is in the movie. They put it in the trailer like it's going to be some big plot point where him and Harrison Ford are going to be against each other, but they don't use it. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they're like kind of like best friends through the whole thing. Like nothing gets in between them, right? Except for the idea that Isaiah Bradley is a super soldier that's turned rogue, not just someone who's being mind controlled. Anyway, yeah, Captain America 4 was ridiculous. I could see why they had so many reshoots and rewrites or whatever that went down with this film, because there is so much shit going on in this movie that it's like, really? Like, I mean, I didn't see the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, so I don't know, maybe some of these characters were in that, but I did not like understand why they would use so much shit that wasn't actually in the MCU. You know, technically, I mean, all the scenes. I mean, this is gonna be a spoiler video at this point. I mean, I don't care. It's been out long enough. Most people should have seen it already. But the fact that they use all the footage from 2008's Incredible Hulk is so upsetting. And the fact that the leader, or Samuel Stearns, is the villain is just so unfair that they would not, you know, use any of Ruffalo's scenes. They would use the scenes from the Incredible Hulk that we all wish was the Hulk in the MCU. You know, I've always, not alone on this, because obviously a lot of people wish it was true too, but Edward Norton should have stayed the Hulk. Yeah, he rewrote and did all this stuff on set to change it and here and there, but he liked the character and he did a damn good job in the film. If they would have brought him over into the MCU, I mean, I think it could have been great. I really do think it could have been great. That is something we will never know, but it is just funny how they show the Incredible Hulk from 2008 in this film. And Liv Tyler comes back at the end. It's like, really? Come on, they don't even show Betty in the MCU with Mark Ruffalo's character. They didn't even mention Betty. You know, they showed General Ross here and there back in the day, but they never. I don't think they ever showed Betty. I don't even know if Betty was ever cast. So the fact that they brought Liv Tyler back is just like, all right, so maybe this is like a different world, right? Different universe. This isn't the same universe that Infinity Wars took place in or Endgame took place in. This is a different world. So obviously, you know, things are a little discombobulated. I would believe that. I would totally believe that. But it's like, man, like why? Man, I really love the 2008 Hulk too. And the fact that they show that Hulk and the Abomination going on, it's like, wow, that's funny that they didn't even show the She-Hulk Abomination. They could have showed that, and that would have actually been more of a funny callback to the actual MCU, you know, of him being in prison or like something. Like, obviously, all that should have happened already. So it just shows how much they had to retcon because of all these shows that sucked and won't continue and won't get second seasons. It's outrageous. But anyway, again, I'm just talking shit at this point because it's just, spoiler alert. But, you know, the movie does follow Anthony Mackie, right, played by Sam Wilson, his journey into becoming the new Captain America, right? He has a new partner, Joaquin, you know, who's the new Falcon. So it's just, he's like whatever, just, you know, a side character. They should have made him Blue Beetle. That would have been funny. Blue Beetle and Cap, that would have been perfect, right? And then, of course, Harrison Ford plays Thaddeus Ross. I forgot that his name is Thaddeus. You know, I forget that. But, you know, Thunderbolt Ross. And, you know, he pretty much becomes Hulk, right? It turns out that he had, like, heart cancer or he had something wrong with his heart. So he would go to Samuel Stearns, who was incarcerated and had his brain slowly, like, you know, getting all crazy from the end of Incredible Hulk when the blood drips on his forehead and everything. So Harrison Ford is like experimenting on him. But then he's also like, all right, if you help me, we'll stop. So then he helps him. But what he does is he gives him these pills that actually have gamma radiation in them. And so over the years, he's been giving him these pills to help with his heart condition. And it's actually been putting gamma in his system. So when he finally gets mad enough to change into the Hulk, which is interesting because you would think he would have been mad already here and there. But I guess like he's always been like pretty chill. So finally now at this press conference, he's finally freaking out and he's finally getting mad to the point where it's like, oh no, it's unbearably mad because of this treaty or whatever he's trying to sign. And then he actually becomes the Hulk, which was funny, or he becomes the Red Hulk, which is funny because this whole treaty deal, right, where they finally discuss the giant celestial coming out of the fucking earth. It's just funny that they finally discuss that now, again, using, you know, 2008 Hulk movie, just shots and shit. It's just, again, they probably had so many ideas and so many things that they wanted to do, and then after all the rewrites, all the reshoots, and all the other failed Disney projects and failed upcoming Disney projects, they're like, all right, you know what? Let's just address the celestial area. We're going to introduce adamantium, even though there's no Wolverine yet, and there's no. So I guess Wolverine is that late. That he's going to come that late in the game. Which again, maybe this isn't that universe of Marvel. Maybe this isn't that world of Marvel. It's a different alternate universe, alternate world of Marvel, right? Where like And they just discovered adamantium, so so General Stryker is gonna have to figure that shit out and have his like secret base, and then fucking work on Logan. Fucking make Logan Wolverine. It'll be way late. I guess it makes sense now. We can cast Daniel Radcliffe as Logan because it would just make sense now, right? But anyway. So he becomes the Red Hulk. Harrison Ford becomes the Red Hulk. I will say that the Hulk scenes were actually pretty badass, like because his running and jumping and all that shit, and he even clapped. I mean, all the shit that he did was actually pretty cool. It's just he was the most Hulk we've seen in like a while, right? Because smart Hulk was just smart, so he didn't fight like he should have, right? And then in the She-Hulk show, he was already smart Hulk. So it was just so dumb. It was so dumb that they would just use it. And all the memes of like, oh yeah, we want to see Edward Norton's Hulk fight the Red Hulk. Well, that's never gonna happen. But it would have been a great fucking fight. That's for damn sure. Where was the Hulk all this time? I guess he is technically in hiding. But if he was in hiding, that would mean he's in like Mexico or something as Edward Norton. This is not a Mark Ruffalo scenario, But anyway, again, this is different worlds, right? Different universes, different worlds. So he fights, and then they do mention that the suit, the Captain Falcon America suit is made out of vibranium or whatever from fucking Wakandium. But it's funny that he can take so much damage and he can land all fucking fast and hard and literally have his skull crushed by the Red Hulk. But then when he fights hand to hand with some dude, not only could the dude literally tear his suit and actually almost tear the star off his suit, but he could take these punches and actually like hurt so bad. It's just like, shouldn't you like not feel that? I don't know. It's just interesting. Side characters were pretty fucking random, right? You had Sidewinder played by fucking Giancarlo Esposito. I always forgot to say his name, but he was so unnecessary. That guy was super random. Just some random other super soldier, I guess, that was just like, I'm gonna kill Captain America because of reasons. You had Isaiah Bradley, who was this super soldier, right, that was friends with Sam Wilson. And it's funny because they should have just made Luke Cage be that character. That would have been cool, right? Just have Luke Cage in the movie just for fun. And then, of course, even though this is a government-sanctioned area and shit's going down with the Red Hulk, who's never mentioned? The Thunderbolts. Why wouldn't the Thunderbolts be at least notified, like, hey, this is why we're putting this team together, because now we got a Red Hulk running around, It's just like, this movie was whack, man. This movie was so not good. I just did not enjoy it. Not my Captain America. You watch Captain America 1, 2, and Civil War, and it's just, they're just so much better. This was just trying too hard. And I get Anthony Mackie is like, he wants to take this throne. He wants to take this shield. But like, bruh, your character is not a super soldier. You're just someone who fights and trains and is like Hawkeye, but not as good of you don't have that good of an aim. But the fact that he does so much and can take so much, but not really, it's just very inconsistent movie. I don't know. I just didn't enjoy it. This wasn't the best review, but it was whatever. I think that I'm curious to see what the other scripts were. That's for sure. I feel like in the director's cut or release of this movie, they should have so many deleted scenes. Hopefully they have just a plethora of deleted scenes or alternate endings. That'd be so cool. Then I think it would probably save this film just to see like where all this money went to, Anyway, this has been Ghost in the Craig. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe. Supposedly we're supposed to have a World War Hulk movie. If that's true, that would be awesome. But who knows how good it's going to be. You guys have a fucking good rest of your day. Peace.